Okay, well, I'm going to go ahead and record this call because it's our kickoff call for 2026. And I do want this to be interactive. So if you're able to put your video on, fantastic. If not, it's okay too. But would love to see you guys' faces. And here in a minute, I'm going to have you guys share. But I wanted to share a few things real quick before I do that. I'm just going to unplug this so I can set my phone down. All right. Well, I've talked with most, if not all of you about goals this year, and I'm very excited after having lots and lots of conversations. I just think 2026 is going to be an incredible year. Just saying that, I think 2025, it was what it was. And sometimes you have to feel a little pain before and feel a little uncomfortable before you just like, okay, something needs to change here. So I'm excited for 2026. I think the one thing that I have been inspired by is just thinking about how we could get better, like incrementally better, not by leaps and bounds necessarily, but looking at what could we get better at. And so curious how many of you guys listen to the Diamonds in December videos? In my conversations, pretty much everyone was like, I caught some, didn't catch all of them. And so Jordan's Jordan's question, which was, what is your personal growth plan for 2026? I have been asking people that when we're on calls. I think I forgot to say that to you today, Brandy, and maybe Wendy too. But what is your personal growth plan for 2026? If you're planning to rank up, yes, we learn personal growth just by working this business, but I would also say just challenge us, like whatever is in our earbud is going to make us or break us. Or if nothing's in our earbud and we're just listening to our thoughts, we're not. It's important to have outside inspiration, right? So whether it's an earbud, audiobook, something that you're reading, or an easy thing for January is just go back into those Diamonds in December videos and watch one a day. It's so simple. Whatever the little activity or call to action was that people gave, just do it. But those are people that have built the business. They know what they're talking about, and there's so much to learn from them. And those videos are like 10 minutes or less. So super easy to pop one on while you're getting ready for the day or on a walk or whatever. But there was a couple of videos that really stuck out to me. I was just mentioning this to Wendy. Lori Bradford's, loved hers about belief building in our products specifically. So go catch hers. It was really good. If you want to prioritize, I'll go listen to Lori's. Also, I really gleaned a lot from Jen Cobbs. She and Marianne and Trisha Rieger, like they have built a dynasty and they're incredible at what they do. But their one reason they are so stinking successful is because they're so systematic. There's no drama. There's systems in place. And so every single week they have an onboarding call, they have an opportunity call, they have VIP customer orientation or whatever. Like they're very super systematic. And so it becomes part of their culture. So anyways, I was just thinking, how could we get better at our systems? So a couple of simple things. I already have it up on the team page, but a welcome post. We've kind of gotten out of the flow of this, partially because the featured posts are not visible unless you actually click on featured. So I think our, add and tag little welcome post was just getting buried every single month. And so there is an unpinned welcome post. And so my vision for that is people add their new VIPs to the team page and then shout them out in the comments of that post. You can do a picture with a little blurb about the person or what they ordered, whatever you want to say. But just to really work on that system of adding and tagging in the group. Or if you have your own team page, teach your people to do that on your team page. That way people are being celebrated, they're being shouted out, they're being welcomed, and they feel part of the community piece. Second thing is onboarding calls. Definitely a huge gap in our team, but we changed that. And Madison Amberzetti actually invited us to be part of what she's already started with their team. And so she's like, yeah, you guys can just jump on the ones that I'm hosting already. So twice a month on Mondays. So the first and third Monday of the month are onboarding calls. So there was one last night. If you didn't catch that, I'm pretty sure she recorded it. I haven't heard back from her yet today, but those will be fantastic. And I think it'll take a little while for people to catch on, but I definitely see the attendance on those. I mean, we had, I think it was around 300 people join the team last month. So, I mean, we should be maxing those calls, in my opinion. And it just gives them a little introduction to what they just started, from a VIP standpoint. And then she does share a little bit about the opportunity as well. And then we are going to start doing our own opportunity calls. And back in 2020, when we had a massive momentum and we like really grew in that time, we were doing twice a week calls, one about the products, one about the business opportunity. And so there are still corporate run calls every single week. And I'm not saying not to plug into those because those are fantastic. They actually shifted those after some feedback because they were very canned and very the same. And so they unscripted everybody. So it should be way more conversational and specific, and relatable. So those are Mondays and Thursdays. I think they changed the name of them. Oh man, Christy told me, but they changed the name, but there's still calls each week on the corporate side. So if nothing else, you need to be driving and utilizing events, whether you host them or you use the corporate ones, or the last Tuesday of the month is going to be an opportunity call that we create from one team. So I'm excited about that because I do think we need to get back into hosting our own things on a consistent basis. And so there's a cadence to the month. So the first call of the month, which is tonight, is going to be a collaborative team call. I'm really excited because basically every jewel is featured in one way or another, either themselves teaching or they're interviewing someone on their team that just ranked up or whatever. So I'm excited about our first of the month collaborative team call. And then we're going to have 2 training calls the next 2 weeks. And then the 4th week will be our end of month opportunity call. So I'm excited about that. And I actually want to feature like Rubies and Senior Rubies hosting those just because I think that 1, we need to hear more of you guys' stories. 2, you guys will pick people from your teams to feature. And 3, we all get better and benefit from the practice of sharing our story. And, there's more investment that we all have. I'll admit it, when I'm hosting a call, I am way more proactive about getting people on that call than if I'm, funneling people to a corporate call or whatever. Okay. So anyways, I'm excited about that. And then Becky and I were talking this afternoon, and she was asking me about like what I send when someone's interested in the business. Marianne Anderson has a really short video that's fantastic. Becky, did you find that? I think it's pinned. I'm pretty sure it's pinned on Ruby Chat. But that would be one to pin in your notes. Okay. Can you throw that in the Ruby Chat again? Just so everyone can take it and pin it in the notes in their phone. That way you have it. And then I have 2 videos that I recorded. Actually, I think Abigail was like 7 weeks old and I did it. And it's called Why the Products, or Why These Products. And then the second one was Why the Business Opportunity. And I just shared my heart for 6, 7, 8 minutes, 2 little resource videos. So you guys are all at the stage where I don't think that you need to use my videos. You can just take notes if you like what I say and make it your own, if that makes sense. And I know Jessica was like really good at training like the new up and coming golds and even senior golds to start making their own resources for things. And so anyways, I think we definitely need to do that. I'm game for collaborating when it makes sense. But I'm also thinking you guys all are going to be Gem and Jewel and Diamond leaders. And so 1, embracing the whatever pain of making your own resources at this stage of the game is beneficial. And you'll want those or you have to have your first one at some point, right? So instead of waiting until you're diamond, like do one now. You can always remake it, or you can be like me and just never remake them. I just keep using the same ones over and over. But that way, people that are joining you are hearing you talk about the products and you talk about the business. I really, really like that. And I think this goes also along the same lines of like making your own resources, is like when we're showing up on social media, just have like on point social media posts, like where they pop, whether it's taking some time to do some selfies, take some selfies, products or no products, just on a day when you already have makeup on and your hair fixed, like throw a couple different tops on, find some good lighting, and just get yourself some selfies so that you have things to post about. Like when it's time to make a post, whether it's an inspirational life post or maybe it's a Plexus post, that you have like an eye-catching picture. Brandy, I noticed yours today. I love your sweatshirt and the lighting, like everything about your picture. I didn't even read what you wrote yet, but I happened to see it and I was like, ooh, that's so good. So
As soon as you read it, you'll know what I'm listening to right now. I wanted to ask Lisa, do you hear Atomic Habits coming out of that? Because that's what that is.
Love that. Yes. And then we already talked about this kind of, but just a more of a systematic approach. Like it can be as simple as like making sure that you have a welcome text pinned in the notes in your phone or that your email crafted. That way you're not, every time someone joins, you're not like making the same resource over and over again. Ask me how I know because I did that for way too long. A getting started video. Okay, we already talked about the business or the little product type of things. So Amber, are you able to unmute? I thought she said she was getting ready for something. She was sharing a really cool idea that I loved. Can you share with the girls about your idea?
That was not video appropriate.
What's that?
I was hopping out of the shower and that was not video appropriate. So I'm good now.
Yeah.
Life of a mom. You take showers at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The video idea?
Yeah.
And I kind of lost my voice, so you have to bear with me. But I'm part of like the John Maxwell Live to Lead conference. And Jesse Cole, who is the founder of the Savannah Bananas, the fun baseball league. And I've told Lisa this before too. We've kind of chatted about this, but he said, what can you do to just make you stand out and be different? Like, what's that thing that would make you just stand out with all of the other, gut health people, just leaders, why they would want to join you? And the idea popped up, like he made personalized videos for everybody that bought a ticket to the game until it like got out of control and grew massively. And then he just makes a video though, just not personalized, but he makes a video and everybody that buys a ticket gets the video that says, hey, thank you for buying a ticket. And then he has it like on this golden pillow and he walks it down the aisle and everybody is like, oh, this is great. Like, it's very hilarious. And like, it was just like this over the top funny way to say, thank you for buying a ticket instead of just going, hey, thanks for joining, which is still something, but it was just something that you remember. And so I was thinking, how do I apply that to Plexus? I can do a welcome video and do something like, maybe I'm not walking the products down on a pillow, but it can be something like, hey, welcome. I'm so excited for your journey, but they can see your face and it's your people. And it's maybe you don't have time to do all the video calls with every new person, but you can send a personalized video or just make a video for like new people, maybe also a video for, hey, you made it 30 days. Congratulations. Hey, you made it 60 days. Congratulations. Like, hey, it's 90 days. You've reached the magic point or whatever it is, right? They just have all these videos lined up. And when they reach that milestone, you can send it to them. So I just thought, trying to think of ways that could be applied. And then I lost my voice. So I still haven't made my videos.
You did one though for your customers for Christmas, right? Remind me that that was.
I did for at Christmas time, I just made some pointers for like how to be consistent through the holidays and just encouragement to stay consistent, but not like very regimented, right? Like just encouraging, stay on your water, drink your protein, enjoy the holidays. And then I sent it in Project Broadcast, but you can't send a video. So you make it on YouTube, you upload it, and I just put the link in my message, and then they could go click on the link that's on YouTube. So you could easily put that into Project Broadcast too. And just have that. If I knew how to schedule it as a campaign, I would do that, but I don't know how. But you can just have the link and just add it, and have it there ready as a message already ready for you guys instead of redoing it every time.
I love that. Love, love, love. Okay. Well, I want to take the rest of the time and let you guys talk. I want to hear a red dot and what you want to create and why. I especially want to hear your why. I loved Alita's video. I re-listened to it this morning, and she was just saying that our whys have to evolve. And so if you have felt like you've kind of stalled out or gone backwards, you've been the same rank that you've been for a long time, I would say it boils back for most of you, not everybody, most of us, I should say. Sometimes we lose a leader or lose people, teammates or whatever. And so, that's part of this, by the way. Sometimes people don't stick around for the long game. I also have a growing list of retired ambassadors that I, try to tap in with their teams as well. But Alita was saying that our whys need to evolve. And so I think sometimes we have to go back and revisit, why am I doing this again? Why am I doing this? And it doesn't always have to revolve around money. I don't know where somehow we caught the idea. I mean, probably because it's a business opportunity, but there's a lot of reasons why people do this outside of needing income. So Anyways, I'm going to mute and I want you guys to pop around. I can call on people if we need to do that, but I don't think that any of us are too shy to share. Just what your red dot is, what your goals are for 2026, and what your why is, because I know that's so valuable to say it out loud. To say it out loud, put it in motion, share it among colleagues and your support team. So I can't wait to hear.
Okay, I'll go first. I never go first. Being brave. So I've already told Megan this, but when we talked over goals, so my goal is just to hit 1,000 points and be enrolled by June. However, if it happens before, great.
She
But
can totally do it by March. I totally think it can happen by March, but keep going. Love it.
I'm looking for some new runners, just to, to help me get there a little faster and hopefully take some stress off me. Because, sometimes when you feel like you're, I guess, trying to push everybody to get where you want them to go, and maybe they're not ready to be there themselves. So I'm just, encouraging everybody. And I would love if if I hit the 1,000 point goal this month, that means I have a lot of people on my team that's hitting their goals too. And that to me is really important. So just want to keep showing up for my team, and being Emerald would be like a dream come true, as we all know. And I think it would really take a lot of stress off of us financially. Being senior Ruby has been wonderful. As a lot of you know, like my full-time job, senior Ruby, has doubled that. And so I'm paying bills. Like I'm covering expenses, and it's real, and I have to make it work. Now, have to work. Because I have to treat it like a real job. And so I'm really working hard to do that. And so Emerald would give me a little freedom along with, paying the bills, and hopefully, discuss giving more to whatever that was like, whatever the Lord leads us to. So that's it.
I love that. Can you guys all put your videos on for a second so I can get a picture?
Oh, sorry.
We can all smile. Oops, Amber, are you able to? Let's see. I took a couple earlier, but not everybody was looking, I don't think. Okay, here, we'll just do it. 1, 2, 3, smile. Proof we were all on. Oh, there's Amber. We got to do it again. There you are. Okay. Let's see. There we go. 1, 2, 3. Oops, Brandy's frozen though. Hang on. Can she unfreeze? There we go. Okay, smile, cheese. Okay, cute. All right, I love that. Okay, who's next? We're sharing red dots, whys, and 2026 goals.
Guys, I just need to finally hit Ruby. I have been trying so hard. It's not even crazy. Every time I start to get close, I have someone that stops working the business, or, well, I say that, but I really only had a couple of people so far really running. But my biggest encouragement to work harder is that I didn't make any more in 2025 than I did in 2024. Like I made almost the exact dollar amount, and that was not super encouraging. So that was my biggest push this year, or I mean, it's only 6 days in, but to not quit and to work harder for it. But retiring my hubby from his job has always been my why, and that's still my why.
What will it take to retire him?
Diamond.
Okay.
No, realistically, we've been really crunching numbers, and if I were to hit Emerald, I don't know if all of you know that I quit my full-time job and started a cleaning business, but that's what I have been doing, and I have matched my old pay by doing that. So I'm good there, but now really to retire him, it would take Emerald. But the cleaning business is also really kicking off, so that might be able to help play into that.
Well, that's expanding, helping you expand your network too, right?
It is. Yeah. 2 of my new customers this month are my cleaning clients.
Okay.
Yeah.
Definitely take flyers and sample. I'm sure you are to
Oh,
your
yeah.
piece. Because like I had a lady that if in fear and trepidation, brought her a triplex bifold back in the day. This was probably in 2015, and a couple years ago, she messaged me. She's like, "I have had so many people reach out to me about Plexus, but I'm coming back to you because you were the very first person that shared it with me." I was delivering chickens, like frozen whole chickens that we raised, and I gave her a triplex bifold, and then she came back to me. She has been a faithful customer for probably 2 or 3 years, and she referred a friend to me last summer too. So you just never know. But yeah, that would be a great opportunity. Like anything that we're doing out and about is, or business wise, is also expansion of network, which feeds into what we're doing with Plexus too. What is your Ruby goal date?
Well, I'd like to be Ruby by convention, which was my goal last year. I actually said I'm not going to convention unless I'm Ruby. I went, but I was not Ruby. And I held senior gold, like a strong senior gold, for several months, and then it just went back. And now I'm just barely hitting senior gold.
That was me on my reentry. It took a lot of people, like filtering through people, including people in the business. I like multiple golds. I honestly thought I'd be emerald in less than a year, and then those golds fell off the bandwagon. And then it was February at a church conference. Laura Ferry was like, "Hey, I need to talk about Plexus." I was like, "I never knew you stopped Plexus," and she joined for the business. And then I think it was later that summer, the end of that summer, Brandy, out of a random reach out message. Like you literally never know who you're, like when you're right around the corner from someone that's going to completely change your business. But really the only thing, the only difference between you and Ruby is just you need some leaders. You need some people that are going to do this with you. And you just never know. Like sometimes it's like Lisa and I were just chatting about this. Sometimes it's like the least likely people that end up sharing. And like,
well, one of my new
funny.
customers from last month, she has signed up 2 new customers. It was her husband and her mom, and we're working on our third one today, so she can go fast start silver. But she's like, I just want to go on the trips that you go on. That's all I really care about. That was what she said yesterday. So
Okay.
she is like, she has motivation and wants to do that. She does need the money too, but she just cares about the trips.
When you find people that have a driving reason, it makes all the difference. And sometimes like you've been working with people and like trying to squeeze blood out of a turnip and it's not working. And then you have someone that's like, they come in, they want it, they get it, they do it. And it's like, why was that so easy? But it's like we build resilience, we build skills in the practice part of working with people too. So I love that. So retire your hubby. And I always think it's good to have a specific number when you're thinking about goals too. In like when you're thinking about income numbers. So I love that you've kind of mapped that out already and you've kind of run the numbers to see what that would look like. And even Becky's saying like senior Ruby's great. We need emerald income, So it's that grateful discontent, that allows us to provide more and give more and motivates us to talk to people about the business opportunity. I feel like if we need a theme for 2026, it has to be that. And I'm preaching to myself as well.
I can go if that's okay. All right. So my goal is 1,000 Point Club this month. So like Becky inspired me on that months ago, but this is it. Here we go. Here we go. And then I want to be enrolled by the end of March. That's where I'm at with that. So my why, honestly, it's definitely financially driven. Just I need peace of mind within that, and I just need to know that my future is stable. Like that's really where it is. I'm in a different season in my life right now than I've ever been. And so just transparency wise, I just need to know that this is that, single mom background there that like this is different. This is very solid. And I see what it's doing now, but I'm much like everybody else already that has talked. I want a little more than that, like a lot more than that. So, and I need that. So I just, that's where I'm at. And yeah.
And when you look at Senior Ruby to Emerald requires a double jump. So basically 750 and then another 750 is Emerald. So when you think about that in terms of income, significantly more income as an Emerald
Yes.
than a Senior Ruby, you know?
Yeah.
And there's perks that come at the jewel ranks, which I really want all of you guys enjoying with the car stipend, the Emerald bonus pool, Emerald extravaganza and Mayakoba, like lots of things. And also don't discount crazy things happening this year. Can we just all agree? Crazy things can happen because even like the one right person, not that we're just looking for the one, but can literally mean that you're in Mayakoba. Like if you're senior gold now or ruby, like it's not an unrealistic thing to go ruby to emerald. So I just want you to set your sights high enough so that you're not just thinking, well, I've just got to get back to my rank. No, like you've got to think bigger. We got to think bigger than this. And success in Plexus isn't linear. I mean, bless the RSMs, bless their hearts. I mean, I do appreciate doing meetings with them because they help me have a 1,000-point view on different key metrics in the business. But when they look at like helping you rank up, to be like, okay, well, 5% growth over the next 10 months means you're, at whatever rank. And I'm like, yeah, that's not how it works. It looks like this. And nothing's happening. Maybe you're going down or backwards. And then all of a sudden, when you see big jumps in your business, it's because of people, certain people joining your business and or you yourself tapping in and recruiting more people and developing more people. And that's you can track that success and those numbers by, oh, what were we doing differently in that season, And it starts with us as leaders, right? Rising up, and maybe it's tapping in to do the new mama stuff, the things that we did in the beginning that maybe we're not doing as much now, when we're a little bit more comfortable. Okay, who else?
I'll go. Okay, you all know my red point. I'm just going to say this because you guys all know that I have been saying the same thing over and over again. But in 2025, I did not want this. Lisa's smiling that smile of like, girl, stop. I have not been wanting this. I have been wanting this for my team. I have been helping them. I've been showing up for them. But I had a call. So it was funny. I told Megan, I use this Plexus workbook and I went back to part that I use and I filled it out whenever I originally printed it out. Okay. So I promise this is going somewhere. So I printed this out in May of last year. And right after I printed this out, I was going to have a call with Jessica Heffley. So I was making sure I was super prepared. My points were at 1203. My goal was 1,500. I needed about 83 new people. Okay. That was in May of last year. Right now, my points ended in December at 1203. My goal is 1,500 and I need about 83 people to get there. So I looked at that. As soon as I saw that, I was like, but I didn't want it then. Like, I didn't want it. And Jessica Heffley told me that. She asked me when I was going to be Emerald, and I said in March. Or sorry, by June. That was in May. I told her by June. I said, by convention, I'm going to be Emerald. And she said, I don't believe you. And I remember, I think I've told you guys this. I remember being shocked that she said that out loud, but then also being like, yeah, you're right. Like, I don't want the workload. because I felt like I was drowning in customer service where I already was, and then trying to help new team builders. Lisa was taken off like crazy. Now, granted, Lisa doesn't need me, but I try to still be very involved with my leaders. And so I felt very overwhelmed in the workload. And I was like, I don't want that. Like, in my head, I really struggled. And I talked to Megan and Jessica both about this. I quit my dream job. I quit it. I was a band director for 10 years, a music teacher. Like, I had the dream, and I quit that so that I could stay at home and be with my kids. And then I was like, oh my gosh, should I just replace my prior job to something else? And the answer is no, because I get to be with my kids. I'm homeschooling them. So I had to revamp my why, because I have not had a why for over a year. Did you guys know that? I did not have a why when I talked to Jessica. I hadn't had a why all last year because I didn't want to find one, because I didn't want to do the work. I'm just being honest. So my word for 2026 was discipline, is discipline. And I went back to old school on Super Saturday. I think we did it last year too, but I know for sure we did it 2 years ago. We wrote out, and Justin and Megan redid this in their, what was that called? Their call that they had, like our goal setting call, where you write out your declaration. And I did that for the first time in a very long time. So my why is that I need the challenge for myself, and I need something outside of my home. Because I don't know if you guys know this, I work for my husband full time. I farm with him. I run all of his paperwork. I am in the office today. I spent all day running parts for him. He's my everything, but I need something outside of that. And so I've been sitting at 1,200 points for how many years now? But my other why is that I am not about, Lisa, close your ears. I am not about to let Lisa Goodwin push me to Emerald. I'm not doing that. You guys hear me? Like, I'm not going to let someone else's success push me to the rank that I want. I'm not going to sit back and let that happen. So I'm very much fueled by that. I looked at her numbers at the end of December and I was like, oh no, we're not doing this where she is the reason that I am successful. I want to be the reason that I am successful. Now, like I said, Lisa has been so good at allowing me to help her with her team. I'm very involved with her team, but I'm going to be Emerald because I made it there. You know what I mean? So my whys have shifted, but it's definitely like, I need this for me. This is mine. Like, Plexus is my thing. I homeschool and I'm with my husband. We are together all the time. This is the one thing that I have that is not, and I'm trying not to sound disrespectful to my family because I love my family, but this is just something separate that is mine. And also, we did for all of you that are pushing for Senior Ruby, I do want to remind you this. We did all of our tax paperwork, and because we are business owners, we see every dollar that we spend, medical, like literally everything that we spend, we have to run through. I paid for everything outside of Brandon paid for health insurance and Brandon paid for all of our land loans. I paid for all of our groceries. I paid for all of our doctor's visits, and I paid for all of our supplements, and I covered all of Christmas. And that's the dream, and that can get really comfy, right? Because it's not always about the money. But I do want to remind you, like, we are all sitting, and no matter who you are on this call, you are sitting where somebody really wants to be. And I told Megan today, gosh, I have taken advantage of that. Like, I have really taken that for granted. So I'm going to really refocus. My why is now, okay, like, I have this. Don't you dare take advantage of it. Like, you've got to start using it to its full potential. So my why has shifted. I do have a why again, but I am very open and honest about the fact that 2025, you can ask my team. I was very open to them about this. I lost my focus. I lost my why, and I didn't really want it. They knew that I didn't want it, but I want it for them. So, and I want it now. Like I said, when I see Lisa's points, I'm like, no, we're not doing that. I am a little competitive in nature, so that helps.
That's a good thing. It's always interesting too, because every team has their own like demographics, like how things shake out. And I was telling, I think it was Becky, I was mentioning that I'm pretty sure Emily Roberts and Bridget Ryan went emerald with mostly silvers. There might have been a few gold legs, but mostly silvers in their own personal recruitment too. Um, I'm pretty sure that when I went emerald on my reentry, that it was in thirds. So I was basically close to, if not ruby, with my own level ones. So I had around 100 level ones, and then I think, yeah, Brandy was 500 points of that because um, she went ruby. Did you go ruby the same day? Yeah, we were pushing the same day. Oh yeah, that's when the team was all, they were all like in South Africa. Nobody was around except me and Brandy. We're like,
And the
where?
system went down. We didn't know anything until the next day because
Yeah, we didn't even know if we
Plexus
did it.
like shut down. It was fun.
Yeah, it was crazy. Ah, and then the other 500 points were from silvers and senior silvers and other outside leg golds. So anyways, it's just really interesting, but I think it goes back to the fact that we've got to still personally sponsor. We've got to still personally develop because even if you do have a runner, which is great and it's a godsend, and we all want that, we still have to be developing people outside that main person. And I think it's easy, sometimes very, very alluring to just work with that big, that runner that's working with a ton of people and developing a lot of people, but working on the outside, the main leg to establish some more, gold legs, maybe some senior gold legs, some ruby legs, just sets you up for a really successful, solid foundation for diamond. Okay, who's next? Who hasn't shared yet? Amber, do you have to leave? Is that what you said? Because maybe you should go next.
I do. I'm walking out the door, but I was just saying that I agreed with, like, I felt what Victoria was saying and Brandy of like, I'm not ending the year not being Ruby and I'm doubling my income. And then like none of that happened. but, um, but what I noticed was my numbers for recruiting they were less, like significantly less than before. And my points are higher. So that just means I had people doing this with me, which was an answered prayer, and it's not all on my shoulders. So I'm looking at that as a win, even though my points and my rank are not where I want it to be. But I feel like I do this two-step dance of like 2 steps forward, 1 step back, or sometimes it's 1 step forward and 2 steps back. And it's like, it can be very frustrating. But I think I just have to look at the good things that happened of not doing this by myself. And I just need more of those people that are doing the things, right? So just figuring out how to find them and get them into action is the goal. So.
Love that. And keep a focus on your why also, like your reason for doing it. Because I think that's the driver behind anything that we create, Angie, Wendy, who else hasn't talked? I think it's just you two.
I can go.
Okay.
Well, I just want to encourage everyone to think about your goals this year in good, better, best. Because if we only think about the best and then we don't necessarily hit the best, then we can be discouraged. And I was on a call with Brooke recently and she was talking about that. And she's like, I want you guys to have wins all along the way because we have a tendency not to celebrate little wins, right? And I'm the biggest duck in the puddle in that. Until today, I saw Megan post this graphic of me where I had all these wins in December. And I was only thinking, oh, well, I developed a fast start gold, But then I was like, oh, yeah, I forgot about this one. I forgot about that one. I forgot, we forget about the little things because we're only looking for the best of the best. And so I've been thinking about that. Like I've said it multiple times on several calls I've been on the last couple of days of just encouraging people in that, like focus on all the wins along the way, whether they're good, whether they're better, or they are your best. So for me in 2026, I want to get back to diamond points because I'm not there. And I have always been a really heavy recruiter, but I haven't been in the past until recently. developing a lot of people. And so when I went diamond, I very quickly had 2 senior rubies pretty much plummet. And when I first started this business, I remember them saying the people you start with are not going to be the people that you finish with, or they're not going to be there for the long haul. And that's a hard pill to swallow, quite honestly. It's very difficult. And you think, oh, I'm such good friends with them. They're never going to back down, or they're never going to this or that, whatever that might look like. And it for different reasons in people's lives, it happens. And so I don't want to get stuck in the mud of that, but just to continue to keep going, keep growing. And I have so many young girls on my team. I want them to see how possible it is for them. And like Megan said, a couple of the diamonds that are very well known, they pretty much got to diamond or to emerald with senior gold, or with gold. I'm sorry, with silvers, a lot of silvers. And so don't ever discount that outside leg of what you're doing, because so many times I know that's what's given me the extra points. That's what's kept me going, is seeing those outside leg points, those extra people, level ones that I'm pulling in, because you never know when they're going to show up and they're going to be like, hey, I want to do this. The girl that just went fast start gold, can't get my words out, last month, I did not know her in the beginning of November. I didn't even know her. She was someone who followed me on social media, and we had a conversation. She was on my podcast, and she's like, hey, I want to know about this Plexus thing. And then all of a sudden, there she is, you know? So we never know where the people are going to come from. And I also have a dream teamer that has been on my team off and on, I think at least twice in the past 10 years. And she's very wealthy. But every time I see her photos, I'm like, she looks like she's so much fun. So I messaged her in December, and I just blew out my heart. And I'm like, girl, I see your pictures. I see you with your family and your friends. You look like so much fun. You would have the best time doing this with me and my friends. And I even said to her, I'm like, I know you probably don't need the money, which I know she really doesn't. I know you don't need the money. I said, but think about the people that you know who do need the money. And they would grab a hold of this because of your influence. And she responded within a minute and said, contact me after the holidays. So today I messaged her a voice message, and I just went through and I said all the same things again. And I reminded her, I'm like, my husband says all the time, babe, we can afford for you to go on the trips that you go on, but I would rather somebody else pay for that. I like our money too much. I'd like to hold on to it. And so I said the same thing to her, and I'm like, your husband probably feels the same way. And I haven't heard back from her yet, but I felt like it was a bold move to voice message her that again and say, hey, you told me to contact you after the holidays. Holidays are over. Let's go. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. But even if it's a no, it got me out of my comfort zone of asking someone and doing it in a different way. So anyway, that's my story.
So what's your goal for the year and your why?
Well, so basically I want to get back to diamond points, and because I see so many young girls on my team who desperately need the financial aspect of what Plexus can offer. So many moms that want to stay home with their kids. And I feel like if I'm there cheering them on, giving them every opportunity, continuing to help them as much as I can. I mean, I can't do it for people, right? None of us can. But when we're there being the biggest cheerleader for them, when we're like, I'm getting ready to go to my meeting tonight. There's only 4 people showing up. I'm one of them. But by golly, I'm going to be there. Someone's like, why are you having it? There's only 3 people coming. I'm like, I don't care if there's only 1 person coming. I'm going to be there because somebody new's coming tonight. I mean, she's on my team, but she's never been able to come on Tuesday night. She wants to come. And I'm like, I'm going to be there. And so it's not really a monetary goal. It's not a, I want my husband to retire someday. I don't know that that would ever happen. But really, it's for these younger people, these young girls or whomever, whatever their age range is. I want them to see the possibility, and I want them to have the opportunity to stay home with their kids like I've been blessed to be able to do. Because like what Brandy said, I lived my dream. Like I was a stay-at-home mom. I had a big family. I was able to homeschool. We've traveled everywhere. So yeah. And so I'm basically like, I'm at the end of my rope now because my youngest is 17. But I want to be able to help other people do that because it's not always easy. And you have to I'm sure a lot of you have to pinch pennies, even if you make a great income from Plexus, or even if your husband has a good income. Like, if you like your money, you're going to hold on to it. And the more you make, the more you can give, the more you can treat people, the more you can bless people. And that's where I want to be. Like, I have so many ministries that I want to be able to fund more than I already do. And this is just going to give me another opportunity to do that. So that's it.
Love that. That's why you're a diamond, Angie. I just threw that in the chat because you show up for the one, you show up for the three, and you never know when well, we've always said, like, we can't discount the day of small things. And our sippensies a lot of times aren't necessarily like hugely attended things, but the people that are showing up want to be there. And sometimes it's like you don't know that one of those three people, or two or three of those three people, are like the next runners. Like they're like your 2026 A team, like the shining stars. Just because, and as we do this business, not everybody stays for the long game. And that's one of the very sad parts about this business, is that some people are here for a season to work with us, and that's okay. We have to bless and release, but it also means that we're on a lookout for new people and willing to tap in with new people. So yeah. All right, Wendy, how about you?
So my red dot is that I ended the year with 290 points, and Megan was sweet enough to tell me my numbers. 24, I ended 24 with 290 points, and ended 25 with 290 points. So I have a steady senior gold team, which must be where my belief is at senior gold. So I would like to build my own belief in myself and my business, like I had the first. Like, I've been doing this for 10 years, and I'd like to grow my belief to like prove like I've done it for 10 years for a reason, you know? I don't have an end of the year goal. I mean, I do, but then do I believe that it can happen? I'm not there yet. I've got to work on the mindset and I had to put the work in. And I've done so much work in 10 years. So I just have more to do. I would love to close the year out as an emerald, and with 30% of my earnings in the bank, so I can tell my husband he doesn't have to worry about the taxes. Because I'm telling you guys, tax time is ugly around here. It does if I made $5 or if I made $5,000. So I'd like to just be kind of low key, go emerald, and then be like, yeah, it's no big deal. Yeah, I did that. That would be so sweet. So anyway, but I have a lot of personal growth and development to still do, and I have been doing it the whole time. But consistency and systems and putting in the work, I know Megan has done, and I know Angie has done consistently. Like, and also making these calls with you girls. Like, you guys matter so much. And one of my friends I'm trying to help with her weight, like when Megan put out that anti-inflammatory diet, I jumped in and went all in, and I lost 40 pounds. I've felt so much shame that I had 40 pounds to lose, because I mean, I was taking Plexus, for goodness sakes, right? But people go through seasons and different things. And when my dad passed away, I stopped taking Triplex, and I just drank my drinks, because I was so busy caretaking. And I haven't stopped caretaking, but I have to do what Brandy said she's doing, and like put me in the equation. And that anti-inflammatory diet helped me put myself back in the equation. I said, I don't care how much it costs. I'm buying these groceries, and they're going to be for me and whoever else wants to eat them. And I cooked every single day for 90 days, and it was fabulous, and it was helpful. I have to put that kind of work into building a business. And so showing up and seeing you girls, like, I showed up in the group for the anti-inflammatory diet like crazy. And I need to show up here with you guys, because the girl I was helping with weight loss, I'm like, tell me who your very best friends are. Well, and they're all nearly 300 pounds. And I'm like, well, do you know? You know, like they've been your best friends for how long? And who else do you hang out with? Like I have to keep getting in the room with people like you guys and more, you know, and the books. And I love books, but we just got to apply it. So anyway, I'm so grateful for Megan always continuing to invite me back into the room. And Angie, you too. I mean, we've been in this forever. So, and the rest of you guys. Becky cheered me on, and Lisa, I think maybe you all did, but whenever I added my first person that last day of the year, I added that first person, and you guys were like, yay, Wendy. I'm like, thanks. And I added 4. So, woohoo. Yay.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
So of all of us on this call right now, Wendy, you and Angie and me are the OGers. Just saying, like there's been a lot of people come and go. I mean, and not just because some aren't on the call right now, obviously for whatever reason, but I mean, you have stuck it out. You have stuck it out. So we can't quit at this point. I mean, you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and do it. You have to wear green like all year long.
Yeah. I mean,
remind yourself of your goal.
Yes, and I didn't even think of that thought completely out about how funny that would be just to be low key. Like that's kind of fun. Like I want to have fun with it.
Have fun with it, 100%. And really, you've built an awesome, solid customer team. And so now building on top of that is your business team. And so my thought is for 2026, build your belief back with whatever you need to do there with your belief. But you have the tools, you have the knowledge, you understand the ins and outs of this business. It's just a matter of you honestly getting in contact with people like Angie just did, like with Dream Teamers, message, like Jessica Heffley said, the first 6 months of her Plexus business, that is what she did every single day. And I would say most of us have not done that yet, but we can in 2026. And really, you can recruit people better than you. Like that's just the long and short of it. You can recruit people better than you. It does take a level of belief, honestly, to even take the action. So I get that, but it's energy, it's excitement, it's enthusiasm. People join us because of what we're doing and we're excited about it and we're doing those things, those tasks consistently, you know? All right. Well, I won't belabor us. I know we're ending right on time. But we have this call at 7:30 Central, 8:30 Eastern tonight. Collaborative. It's going to be so good. So this is going to like segue into what some of the girls are going to be talking about tonight, where we've talked about all the things we want to create and our why and our red dot and all the things. And now we're going to like put boots on the ground and get like the do part of it. Okay. So I just am so thankful that even before Super Saturday kicks off, we're here, we're inspiring each other, we're taking action. We've kicked off the month. The consistency things in those accountability chats, like I really want us all participating in that. The posting challenge, and then also those, whatever IPA sheet makes sense for your brain. Maybe it's that you need to go print off that Plexus workbook. It's on the files of the team of the Momentum Makers group, or any of the IPA ones, sheets, like those work. But we just have to get accountable and consistent. And so we wanted to provide the framework for that accountability. So anyways, that's kicking off and continuing. I know it's going to take a few weeks probably for everyone to like get involved with it, but I know as leaders, if we can be showing up consistently in that, then it's going to help everybody. It's just going to pull the train of encouragement and momentum faster and better. And then everything drives to Super Saturday. So get your people registered, even if they're not able to come, even if they're busy Saturday. I'm telling everyone to go register. VIPs register for free. Everybody else, it's $24.95, except we're going to all get 3 codes, $10 off promo codes. So 1,000%, everybody needs to go register. Tell your VIPs to go register. If not, heck, you'll use their promo codes for your level ones that you're sponsoring this month, right? So I'm really excited to get back into routine. I've noticed a need for myself to get back into personal income producing activities. I do a lot of team building type stuff. And so just getting back into consistency, time blocking with my time to spend on recruitment, not just the last 2 days of the month, which works in a pinch, but I don't love working like that. So anyways, don't forget to hop on the call tonight. I want to maximize it. So if you guys can really like work towards invites on that, there's going to be 2 product giveaways. So I was hoping that would like encourage more people to jump on and get their people jumping on. And it's going to be great. So thanks for guys for hopping on. Love you guys so much. Thanks for being there and doing all the things you do. Proud of you. See ya.